Live. Welcome to another episode of Crypto Disruption. My name's Tommy.
And I'm Tracy.
So today we thought, blockchain week is wrapping up, consensus is wrapping up, and, we take a look at the market. We kind of thought, or at least I thought.
You did. I didn't agree, and it was okay.
I thought, the markets would bounce back this week, but they didn't. It's at, let's see, market cap at 368, Bitcoin dominance at 37.6, Bitcoin's at $8,100, drop below 8,000. I'm scared.
I know.
Hold me. Oh my God.
My dog's scared too. He didn't know what to do.
We're all scared. No, seriously. I would say consensus came and went, and it was kind of a thud.
I think so.
To the markets. I mean, I'm sure a lot of good things will come out of it. I'm sure a lot of good partnerships were made, but the market just kind of.
It was kind of what I expected, though, because there's going to be a lot of conjecture, a lot of people conversating about this, and you had your Lambo parked here, and everyone's pumped about this, and bankers rioting over here. So I expect it to be a little chaotic and to bring with it that chaos to the market.
Yeah. So as far as what's affecting the market, I don't really know. There's not a whole lot of FUD out there, so I can only I can
Depends
only
on where you look.
Yeah, I mean there's a little bit. I mean I'm sure so. The SEC, they decided to make a fake cryptocurrency.
The government lying to protect you from yourself.
Yeah. So we're gonna make a fake cryptocurrency to teach you a lesson.
But there is some great stuff that came out of it, and I really enjoy the fact that one of my big things when I look at a project is having a white paper. This just goes to show you, do your research. How it coined, the government's lesson coin to all of us, has a great 9-page white paper.
So is the SEC then making fake pink sheet accounts and fake, what's the other stock market? Yeah. It's kind of like, okay, I got it. And we understand there's some shit coins and there's some scams, but the pink sheets on the stock market are full of it. So where's the website from the SEC on teaching you a lesson on investing in pink sheets? It seems more to me
that they're trying to deter people.
Maybe they're looking at this at a different angle and possibly feeling a little threatened. I truly believe that a lot of governments in the world are feeling pretty threatened by crypto because one, they don't really know how to handle it, and two, depending on how you use it, it could somewhat circumvent them. And so it seems odd to me that for how long have the pink sheets been out there? Decades.
A long time.
Decades they've been out there, and I don't see an SEC website on a fake pink sheet company.
And this is coming from the organization that bought a brothel and couldn't run it. So I'm not saying that they lie and they do a bad job at all things. I'm just saying certain things maybe you want to just stay away from.
Yeah, the government got the bunny ranch, but not the
different
SEC
branch,
specifically.
Different branch entirely. But
If
government.
you can't run a brothel.
Hello. I guess that would require you not using your products.
So quick look at the market. We're hovering at about $8,100. We did touch into around 7,900. Let's see how low it went. About 79, 7,950-ish, give or take, and it bounced off that. But this is still in line with the levels of support that we have here and here and here. So in one of the videos earlier, I was talking, if it blew below I think it was 7,800. That's when I expected a big drop. So we're going to have to see what happens with this. If I still think if it blows below 7,800, if it drops below that, then we're out of these levels of support here, and we're probably going to, bounce back down. But again, as I always say, buy the fucking dip. So when
don't
this is
be
going
a dip.
down, don't be a dip.
Buy the
Don't be a dip, buy the dip. You know, when this is, again, this isn't financial advice.
No, 'cause
So,
we are not advisors
yeah.
in any capacity.
But the way that successful investors and traders work is they don't sell when the market's bleeding. They buy when the market's bleeding. That's the time to accumulate. You sell after a run up like this. You know, this is when the profit, and this could just be some profit taking because there was a really nice run here. You know, I mean, I know we're all thinking back to December and January, $20,000. But Tommy, it's only hit $10,000. That's nothing compared to 20. That's true. That's true. But to go from 6,000 to 10,000 is a huge gain when it comes to Bitcoin. And the altcoins have done even more. I mean, a lot of them have doubled and tripled.
And it's important to know, like, what is it overall? What does this mean by volume? What does this mean by the overall reality of what the coin is doing? So don't just look at the little pieces. You have to look at the overall picture.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, yeah, the market's been red all week. You know, I mean, they're all right now in this like 3 to 4%. Some of them are 6, but it's not like bleeding red. You know, we're not seeing 20% losses. You know, at least not at this current moment.
Right.
Yes, we're almost 100 billion down from, we're about 80 billion down from where we were about a week ago. You know, but we're still in the mid 300 billions. I honestly think this is just normal ebb and flow. Like I said, either some whales manipulating it, some profit taking, but this is the time that I do accumulate. You know, a lot of people will try and sell out right as it goes down because then they want to jump back in at a lower price, and they think, oh, if I sell out now, the market's going down, and I can take that same amount of money and then I can buy even more. And that is a good strategy and it works sometimes, but it is called catching a falling sword for a reason, because you don't know where the bottom is. Nobody knows where the bottom is. You know, I guess unless it's a whale that's manipulating it, he knows when he's going to stop manipulating it.
Right, but there's always a risk in that as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got that going on. I don't know, what in the FUD moments for me today? China decided, hey guys, nobody in this country is going to be able to do the crypto market, but we as the government are going to rank crypto.
So we're going to rank them, but we're not going to let you trade them. It's kind of like, this is what you could have.
It's like when I like my dog. See this? This looks good, doesn't it? I really love salami.
If you're good, he will let you have some.
It was great. In other news, Goldman Sachs just announced that they will be launching their own cryptocurrency.
You mean Goldman Sachs, the company that a few months ago said crypto was crap, it wasn't worth anything, then went and bought a crypto exchange and is now launching
and
a
this is not the
cryptocurrency?
first time they've tried to enter that water. But, you know, this is one of those instances where it just shows the divide between people that are all crypto and interested in what this market could be, and other people that are completely stuck in the fiat world.
Yeah, well, and it could also be, you know, I honestly think like Goldman Sachs and some of them were looking at the market before and they're like, ooh, we missed out on this boat. Maybe if we put out a bunch of bad news, we could drive the market down, then we can get in and then we could drive the market up after that, you know, and that kind of seems a little bit what happens because, you know, again, a few months ago, they're calling crypto scam, it's not worth anything, and then after the market dumps, then they go and they buy an exchange. Well, if it isn't worth anything, why are you spending $400 million on an exchange? Just, you know, something's not right. And what's the saying? Something's
rotten in Denmark.
There you go. Something's rotten in Denmark. Nothing against Denmark.
No, but what is
love you, Oscar.
Yes, we definitely love you. But no, there's all kinds of fun news out there. Anytime you look, one of my favorites this morning was a crypto mining company is supposedly trolling Warren Buffett. Why? I don't know.
Well, yeah, like that's going to make a difference. Right. You know, and we've talked about Warren Buffett before.
But the man's a genius. You don't build what he built without having an intellectual understanding of market and things like that. But there's this changing of the guard situation that is happening. And it's not to say that he isn't genius at what he does. He is. But there's a new front coming.
Yeah. He's genius at like what I would consider blue chips.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's clearly stated he doesn't understand technology.
Yeah.
And he clearly
gotten
missed
a little petty with it at times. I don't think that was
Yeah.
necessary, but
well, he clearly missed the boat on Google.
right.
And he told
I was
everybody
never going anywhere. Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon missed the boat on that. So what I would say is, you know, when you're looking at somebody like that to gather advice, you got to also look at their experience and what they're good at.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he's I don't think he's up to par for technology. So maybe he shouldn't be giving technical advice because, well, if you followed him and you didn't make investments based on some of his past statements, you lost out on some really good opportunities.
And then
So-
there's Jeff Bezos laughing all the way to the bank. So, you know, be like Jeff Bezos. No. But, you know, there's just always going to be that. And they are brilliant people for what they did and what they built. And this is just a new time, and it calls for a new mentality. So.
Yeah, you know, and then you got Bill Gates a couple months ago saying that cryptos kill people and they buy drugs and stuff. Guess what? People were doing it with.
If I could short Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then some of my favorite people mention, well, why don't you then, Bill?
Yeah.
Why don't you? And I have nothing against Bill Gates. I really don't. I enjoy a lot of what he's brought to the world. I enjoy his vaccination programs. He does a lot of great things. But, dude, if you're not really in it, don't spout things for no good reason.
Yeah, I mean, you know, crypto, in a sense, Bitcoin is money.
It is.
And people were buying drugs and Hitman and stuff with cash.
Yeah.
So going off of that same logic, should we ban cash?
You know, and that's just it. Logic is often missing from the equation on so many fronts.
Yeah, definitely is. So, you know, wanted to do a quick market update. I am going to be releasing a really cool video. I'm going to hope to get it out to y'all this evening. It is on a new Gen 2 exchange. You know, we've been stuck with these Gen 1 exchanges, and I lump Coinbase in that.
Absolutely.
Just because, you know, Coinbase kind of has you somewhat trapped in the sense that that's how you have to enter the market. And, you know, their support somewhat sucks. They won't add new coins. You know, it's only these 4. They're building more towards institutions, and they don't really care that much about, you know, the regular investor, it seems. And we've all had horrible exchange experiences. And so I got a really awesome project that I talked to, and this is a new exchange. It's going to be based on customer support. They're going to have, I talked to the CEO. I got the interview coming up. It's going to have live chat. If you have a problem, you literally go to the chat and you're talking to somebody real time. All these support issues, all that shit that we've had to deal with the exchanges, hopefully it's going to be going out the window with these Gen 2 exchanges.
And they are super interactive. They are very much personable, at least from what I saw, very personable people. And I think this is going to create a whole new user experience when it comes to the exchanges. And I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to use it. And then I've got an interview coming up that I can't wait to do. And hopefully we'll be getting that one out sometime next week. So we've got a lot of things coming up, a lot of great things coming down the pipe, and I'm looking forward to sharing those.
Yeah, and again, guys, if you like a project and you want us to interview the CEO or one of the executives there, send us a project and then reach out to that community.
Yeah.
I love doing the interviews with the executives because it's one thing to kind of click around a chart and say, you know, this is what I think about this project and this and that and take your interpretation, but it's a completely different thing to be able to talk to.
Let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, talk to one of the founders. So if you guys like projects and you want them interviewed, send us a message. You either put it in the chat here or send us an email message, and then also reach out to their community, because sometimes me reaching out to them, you know, some projects are very forthcoming, and they're like, yeah, I want to talk about my project. And others, they need to have a little bit of public pressure to get them to talk.
But, you know, get a list of questions. What are you dying to know? What do you really want to know about X coin, X platform, X whatever it is?
Yep.
And we will do our best to get that for you.
Yeah.
So we're happy to help.
Definitely. We'll line up the interviews. So, think about some projects you're in. Think about some that maybe you're not in yet, but you're interested in, and you want to hear from their executives.
And if you're a coin or you're an exchange, you're watching right now, you'd like to do that, set up an interview. Set up a live stream. We are more than happy to get together and have an open conversation to explain to the world what it is you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, and we can either do it via live stream or we can record it, just to make sure that if there's any bloopers or blips or nothing like that, we can cut those out. But either way, that's the direction that we're kind of taking the channel. We're going to continue to do marketing updates, but we're also going to focus on doing interviews with executives, because I think it's really important, and it is different than just kind of clicking around project. Anybody could just kind of go here and say, okay.
I mean, our opinions are awesome.
Yeah.
But, those are our opinions.
Yeah.
So
Anybody could kind of come here to Ripple and say, okay, Ripple's got 25 billion, total supply of 100 billion, and this is what the chart did. It's a completely different experience to actually interview somebody from some of these projects and really ask some questions. And every once in a while, they'll drop a little bomb. They'll drop a tidbit of something that, they've been waiting to get out there. And this is a good venue to do that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we got to wrap this up for now. I hope everybody's doing well. Again, don't worry about the markets. My opinion.
Like I figured it would keep going down. I do expect it to start to pick back up again here in a few days. So.
Yeah. So as always, trade responsibly.